Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. Glad to hear this Friday morning. Got a big show lined up, giving away some seafood and all kind of good stuff going on here. But first, let's look at our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Highway 77. High today is going to be 92, low 72. And listen, folks, the water temperature is going up another degree. It's going up to 91 degrees. That's as hot as it's been all year. It went up a degree since yesterday morning this time, so it's really heating up. And we got a lot of stuff going on out there. We're going to talk about a fishing report at the end of the show about how this water temperature is affecting a lot of fish. Let's take a look at our river readings brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. This weekend will be a good time to go up there and eat some good fresh seafood. Looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's actually at a 3.7. It's still got a slow, steady drop to it. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville is at a 4.8, and it's doing the same kind of thing. Just both of them just slowly dropping a little bit. And stop and think about this week now. We haven't had as much rain as we had most of the summer. You know, we just were bombarded with rain there for a good while. But this week in my area now, I know we've had some scattered thunderstorms. We just haven't had that steady rain like we've had, and but it may have some coming pretty soon. Now, the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Again, neap tides we're looking at. You really don't have a high tide and low tide on something like this because you just don't have enough tidal flow. And the marine forecast will be north-northeast at about 4. So you're not getting a lot of movement from the air or the water. So if you're going to fish, you really want to go early in the morning and get on out of there because it's going to be really hot during the middle of the day. We don't have a lot of breeze coming, okay? Now, the fishing game times, let's take a look at those right now, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 3:38 to 5:38 this morning, and this evening, an even time from 4 to 6. So we'll get off work early, just head for a dock or a pier or some shoreline and catch you a fish for supper. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back and welcome to our guest, and always about once a month we get Brad Stevens on.
Good morning, how are you?
Always glad to have Brad. We always got good positive vibes from you and all kind of good things going on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's talk about, you're in St. Andrew, and St. Andrew has always held a special spot in my heart. A lot of it comes from doing the research on my book because there was just a nucleus of folks down in St. Andrews that's where it got started, really, the fishing and boat building and all. And now to see it, it went downhill for a while, but I wish those old timers still around to see it today. It has been starting to be revitalized, and businesses and all kind of activity down there. And I know they'll just be smiling, those old timers, to see it now. Absolutely.
And we still get some of the, not the old timers, but the ones that are still with us, they come down, and to hear them talk about their stories and, especially, and we're in the old Rexall drug building. We still got that giant sign out front. So if you came to St. Andrews back in the early 1900s, you went to the drugstore or the post office. They were side by side down there, and that's the building that Sunjammers is in. Remember, we closed on the beach. We're only in St. Andrews now. So to hear so many stories of men coming in, and they'll get teary-eyed talking about it. They'll walk in the front door, and they'll almost close their eyes, and they'll go, there was a soda fountain right over here. And we've heard this more than once, that my wife, when I walked in the door, I said, I'm going to marry that woman, and they've married her. And some of them have been married 50, 60 years. And most of them, one spouse or the other's passed away. So to have them come back in and have all that emotion flood back, it's just, that's the vibe of St. Andrews, is the locals coming back. I mean, it's a tourist mecca, don't get us wrong. It is a tourist mecca. They come from South Walton, floods it. We get more of those black American Expresses that barely slide through the credit card machine from 30A. But it's our locals is what we love. It's our community, and, if you want a voice in kind of the direction it's going, come down, be involved. Public input is always welcome. May not always be accepted well, but it's always welcomed. And there's just so much going on in St. Andrews. There's old families moving back and starting businesses.
And I go back to even the very early history in the late 1800s when the first few families were there, the Wares and the Maskers and all those different families. And where your place is actually where they were building some boats, the boatways And right where your place is, Ed Hand built boats there. He had some carpenters with him and all, and that was just a thriving place. And you just hear, I could, on the interviews I did, those old men were talking about how much work was going on, how much fun it was, and you'd catch fish. And during the Depression, the boats would come back in, and the captains would leave a bucket full of fish for the people in the community that didn't maybe have anything to eat that night.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's
sir.
cool.
That was one of the coolest stories I heard. I heard it over and over again about Captain Williams. When he went out fishing, he sold the fish, but always left. He didn't have any names or anything. He just in the dock. He left a bucket full of fresh fish, and people would come in the neighborhood and get the fish for supper. And that's the kind of people out of St. Andrews.
Man, that's the community I think that's one I'd want to be a part of.
And you are.
Yeah, but it's a little different. That's a generation that I wish. It's a lot of things have changed, but also with that said, a lot of things stay the same. And St. Andrews used to be the event place. If something was happening, if you were bored, you went to St. Andrews. And there's so many events coming up this fall. Touch one real quick. Art Break Day is next Friday from 12 to 6, so 1 week from today. And in my opinion, the big turnaround of St. Andrews started happening about 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's when a little business called Floriopolis moved in. That's your community art center. And Heather Parker heads that up. Mm-hmm. She spearheads it. And 3 years ago, she started a thing called Art Break Day. Maybe it was 4 years ago, but 3 or 4 years ago. And she didn't start it. It's a worldwide event. She didn't get to pick the day, I promise you. If she did, she doesn't like to be hot. It'd be like 2 months from now. Mm-hmm. But it is the entire world will take a break for art. And art can be staring at trees, cloud watching, playing the ukulele, juggling fiery things on top of a unicycle, which actually happens in front of our store. Just kind of want to throw that out there. Jason, you got to have fire this year. But it's just, last year there was about 3,000 people that came down, and there's like 50 different art projects, and they're all completely free around St. Andrews. Mm-hmm. People are going to be asking for maps, list of activities. There's so much going on, we don't even try to tell you. Just come down and experience the art where you are. And then when you're done, go to the next place, experience that. When you're done, go to the next place. You will not get to all of them, I promise.
That's good stuff too. And a lot of the older families. I remember the Harbor House restaurant.
Absolutely.
Down there. And now there's a place called Alice's.
Yep.
And I know that. Only reason I know this because my granddaughter Maddie, she has her first job now, and she's a hostess a couple of nights a week at Alice's restaurant right around the corner.
Alice is on Bayview.
And she was a masker, you said?
Yep. Alice, and that started, last name's Masker, and that's the connection to the Harbor House. Mm-hmm. The Harbor House holds a special place in our family because it's the only place I vividly remember ever going out to eat with my grandparents. Is they would take us to the Harbor House, and I'd have fried crab claws, and I'd have their seafood platter. And that's the first meal I ordered when I went to Alice's, and it was just as good as I remembered being in the Harbor House. And cool. Their cheese grits are unbelievable, and I'm a cheese grit snob. Well, they make the best cheese grits you'll ever eat.
It would have been maybe their granddad. Well, Mr. Ed Masker was the very first photographer in this whole Panhandle area, and the original photographs that he did them all over the place. Quality, great photographs, and he had an insight in our history. So when the names tied together, I understood that now. So
absolutely.
Cool. Oh, look, we got. Speaking about good things, we're going to give away some seafood. We're going to give away a seafood platter up to Sand Hills Seafood. You're going to draw it out, and it's going to be the winner, a big old seafood platter. And that'll feed 2 people easily, I promise you. It's a big old plate full of everything.
Or me. Harold Petty from Defuniak.
Harold, just drive on down, bring your wife, and y'all have a good meal. Very good. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Brad Stevens from Sunjammers. Brad's been with us since day one of Panhandle Outdoors. I just always love having him on and appreciate the support and all. And we got a lot of good stuff down there. But fishing, we're not out of it completely because you're doing some guided trips. Tell us about
Absolutely. And don't forget, we closed the Highway 79 location. The only location in Sunjammers is in the heart of historic St. Andrews, so come down and see us. But with the deletion, that opens up bandwidth for an addition. So what we did is we started guided kayak fishing tours. All you gotta do is call the shop, and we'll put you in touch with one of our guides, which they work for us. You got Matt Eschen, and then Jerry McBride guides for us as well. And what we put you on Hobie kayaks, super comfortable seats. Most customers are either in a Hobie Outback or a Hobie Pro Angler, and off they go, and Matt or Jerry takes you out, kind of depending on what you want to catch. I mean, it is a guided kayak fishing trip. It's not a catching trip, but we've had nobody get skunked yet. You may be the first, and I apologize. But
those two guys are good.
They're good. That's just all there is to it. So all you have to do is show up with a fishing license, because you're going to be in your own boat, so we can't. It's too politics get involved on the other side. So you need to bring your own fishing license. If you want to bring your rods, your reels, more power to you, but we have everything you need. And depending on what you're wanting to catch, the wind, the tide, the conditions, yada, 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 they'll tell you where to meet them. It may be West Bay, it may be East Bay, it may be North Bay, just along those lines. And we've had a lot of people that think they want to buy a fishing kayak, specifically a Hobie fishing kayak. And we can't sugarcoat the price. They're expensive. They're massive pills to swallow. But once you get in it, you forget the investment that you made. It was well worth it, and Coach can attest to that.
You took those words out of my mouth, because I was going to warn y'all ahead of time. Now, a lot of y'all ask me about it and all, but it's better than asking me is actually going out on a guided trip and get the feel of it yourself. But I'm going to warn you ahead of time now. You're going to fall in love with it if you get out there like I did.
Absolutely. Because we offer a free demo. So if you just need to come down, that's kind of like the equivalent of a test drive around the block on a car, just to make sure that's the right car for you. But if you're really, if you're totally switching automobiles, a lot of people say rent one for a week to make sure you like it. If you're going to buy a Jeep Wrangler, rent one for a week, make sure you like it. Same thing here. This is you're out for 3.5, 4 hours, you're catching fish, you're having fun, and it gives you a great experience of exactly what it's like to fish out of the kayak with somebody that knows what they're doing. So if you're like, I'm not catching anything, we go, here, let's switch that rod out for you.
Anyway, let me give you a great example right here real quick. I don't mean to interrupt, but I have friends, Junior Kelly and his wife Pam Peterson Kelly. They've been kayakers for a long, long time. They just got them a new boat last week, and they enjoyed it that first time out, but they could not get over how long it took them to clean that boat as compared to cleaning, just washing off the kayak and putting it in the truck. And you stop thinking about things like that, because it does take a long time to clean that boat, but a kayak is so simple and it's so much fun.
It is. No gas, no motors, no problems. That was our tagline when we started, and I think it's just about time to bring that back.
Yeah.
So,
be looking for it.
But we have guided kayak fishing trips. Then obviously all your Hobie kayaks, all your accessories. The stand-up Hobie Eclipse board, crazy popular. We have inventory now, so you can walk in, demo, then take one home with you. And we invite everybody to come down to the St. Andrews store. It's a full-blown lifestyle store. We're selling from Yetis to hammocks to hats to locally made T-shirts. That's another Salty Swagger shirt. That's probably my favorite shirt in their entire lineup. Just the lines of that old classic boat's absolutely beautiful. And it's a local company. They're Lynn Haven boys. So actually right now I think they're about 100 miles offshore running boats. Yeah. But just super cool. Real quick on the Yeti side, I have hot coffee in here that if I don't get to drink all this, when I take it home tonight, this coffee will still be hot when I pour it out tonight. So school teachers, y'all are needing hot coffee. I know y'all are listening because y'all are up getting ready to run out the class right now. And more importantly, the parents, the kids, you want to make your teacher love you? Buy them a Yeti thing. And then the sports top, which goes on top of any Yeti cup. It just screws on. It's a lid replacement. It'll fit on any one of your Ramblers. And then you screw the top back off, and it gives you a 2-liter spout to drink out of. My daughters, they cheer, go Beach Barracudas. And this is their water bottle. It pours a lot of water out at once. You're not having to suck it through a straw. There's no straws to clean. But it's not as much as last year when they were drinking out of them with just a giant hole. Yeah. It was actually,
It's spilling a lot.
Absolutely. So we have those in stock. And then if you pop the lid off of your Yeti cup and remove and pull this gasket off right here, you're probably just going to throw the lid right in the garbage. That's how clear they're supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to see people through the lid. I don't want to throw Coach under the bus, but lids get dirty. So we sell new lids, but Yeti has a new lid that's sealable. It has a magnetic slide that I doubt you can see on TV, but it slides back and forth. What I love about this, if it moves, that means moisture can get underneath it. But it's magnetic, so the lid totally comes, the slider comes off for cleaning, and then it just simply magnetic locks back on, and you can open and close it.
Cool.
So we have all those in stock. Those are just new additions, and always we have our Freedom handles that fit the bottles as well as the cups, and those are made right here in Panama City Beach.
That's cool. That's cool. I really like this idea here. That was creative.
Yeah, that lid. Now they have some other lids that are on the market that are coming. They can't quite get them dialed in. It's a sports straw, which flips up, you do drink through a straw with a flip lid. That's what my kids will actually carry to school. That way, if they knock it over, it doesn't pour out quite as fast. Especially my youngest, kindergarten, things get knocked over still.
Okay, and you still have some of them books down there.
We still have plenty of your books.
I brought some a whole box full about last week or two.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we still have a full box of full box books, and we also just got the Saints of Old Florida book back in. We were out of that book for a little while, and a new product segment for us, Frisbees. It's actually disc golf. Disc golf's coming on. There's several free courses around town. We have, dynamic disc, latitude 65 or 69. I can't remember that. Oh, latitude 64. Just kidding. And then a west side. It's called the Trilogy. If you play disc golf, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're learning it ourselves, so we can come in. We can kind of help you get started. Ernie Cabot, that works for us, one of the best rod builders in town, works part-time for us as well. He's been playing disc golf like crazy lately. And so we can talk just enough to kind of get you going. But if you play, we would love for you to come in and educate us on exactly what we need to be doing. We're by no means experts in the disc golf world, but it's something I took on. I go out and play with my kids, my wife. We go out on date night to Florida State and play around.
Listen, the last couple of years when in outdoor ed, I put this in outdoor ed because we got the kids outdoors and they love it. It is a lot of fun.
It is,
and you can make your own course. I mean, we didn't have enough money to buy all the stuff. We put trash cans out there.
Yeah.
we went up the hallway, got a trash can to put out there. Anyway, disc golf is great.
A lot of fun.
Good stuff. Okay, we got to give away one more thing. Let's see, we did Sand Hill Seafood. So this is tarpon dock.
Sounds good.
$200. If you saw the picture from yesterday's show of that big old red snapper, that slab of red snapper that Mark and his wife won, you'll be tickled to win it again. So, okay, this is going to be for $20 gift certificate, which you can get a red snapper, a grouper, or crabs, whatever you want. $20 gift certificate is going to
Sheila Evans.
Sheila Evans, Panama City Beach. Yeah, write that down because I forget it. And then the next one's going to be for the big red snapper. And in fact, I had some, we're finishing up on our frozen red snapper. I had some 2 nights ago. It's good. And the winner of the red snapper is going to be...
I can't read your writing.
The Regadio family. Okay, they won in January. Josephine, okay? Josephine Regadio. All right, I know they'll enjoy that. We're going to take our final break and come back with our famous Friday fishing report, okay? All right, look, folks, welcome back. We're going to look at our fishing game. We're all done our time, but what's going on this weekend now. We mentioned I had a guest on this week. Over 300 reefs. Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association put out over 300 reefs.
All I got to say to every other county in Northwest Florida, Mexico Beach is crushing you. Catch up.
They are. So the tournament, the captain meeting is tonight. The tournament's tomorrow. Weigh in. If you want to come watch the weigh in, it'll be around around 3 o'clock and all, by the Mexico Beach arena. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on now, but rod building, if you want a custom rod.
Absolutely. Ernie Cabot, who works for us, he's worked for us for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
One of Cabot's custom rods, one of the best inshore rods you'll ever get your hand on, surf rod. If you got a tournament boat, fishing offshore, he services the Orange Beach area. You can just contact the shop to get a hold of Ernie. We don't run any of his sales through the store, but he does it. He has his own side business called Cabot Custom Rods, and he's just one of the nicest guys, hardest working guys, and the boy can build a rod like nobody we've ever seen.
Really nice rod. So keep that in mind. That's a special present too. Okay, fishing report offshore, of course, the red snapper. I'll continue on these weekends to see some huge red snapper. I'll show you some pictures Monday. I promise you. I'll get pictures coming in this weekend of some really nice red snapper. Near shore to king. August is always just a great month for king mackerel.
Absolutely, the big kings.
And I know they catch them out of kayaks.
Absolutely. Talking about red snapper, I'll get you a picture to put on Monday's show of a red snapper.
Out of a kayak?
That Tommy Chambliss caught out of a kayak. Yeah, we catch our limit out of red. I say we, the kayak community, catch our limit of red snapper off the west end of the beach. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's open.
That's cool. That is cool. And cobia's been pretty steady this month. This is the last weekend of August. We're about to hit September. Can you believe that?
That's hard to believe. Next Friday, September the 1st.
And good sport fishing, of course. Bonita, there's a lot of bonita out there. Inshore, I wrote, of course, I circled trout. Trout is really strong now. Remember, trout's holding about 3 to 4 foot of water. You saw the video of me fishing this past week. Those trout they're steady. We got to find a hole they're in, but they're hanging about 3 or 4 foot of water. So that's going to be good. Flounder is picking up.
It is. We've started to see the boats floundering at night. Sitting on my back deck, I'm starting to see that. You see the little lights moving around the bay. So I haven't heard of anybody having a major success yet, but there are fish there, and that early bird catches the worm.
Okay, and also red fishing around the docks. We've talked about that this week too. They're going to be hanging at docks, and this weekend. It was not a lot of tidal flow. It'd be a good time to go dock fishing because
Absolutely.
they're going to be hanging right around the docks and a lot of motion in there. So that's going to be really good. Pier fishing, you want to go early.
You want to beat that heat.
And the guys are catching them off the pier, but it's been really early in the morning. And then every now and then, like in the middle of the afternoon, they'll make a run. But but it's not worth it hanging around all day to just catch that one run.
Nope, not at all.
Kayakers, I mentioned the kayakers, they're catching a little bit of everything then, aren't they?
Yeah, everything. Pretty much, if you see it being caught anywhere, there's a kayaker in the mix catching it. Like it or not, they're there and they're having great success.
Also on freshwater, I mentioned this is a really good weekend to do some trout line and bush hooking. It's going to be, if you get up in those sloughs and all, it's going to be real steady. And this is going to be a good time of year to do it. Late summer is always good on that. I'll watch out for snakes too. Got about 1 minute left. You got anything else? We got everything covered?
It pretty much just, you can see we have hammocks. There's an entire hammock in this bag. The whole Howler Brother hats. We got lots of Howler Brother hats in. They just have your old classic style hats. We just want you to come down. I want you to walk all around St. Andrews, especially the middle part of the day here. It's too hot to fish. So a lot of people launch their boat there at the boat ramp, go fish, come back about 9:30, 10 o'clock, put it on the boat ramp, walk around, shop at the shops, eat at the restaurants, and then go home. So, St. Andrews, you can do pretty much anything you want in St. Andrews.
Yep. Best bet on fishing, though, you got to go early.
Absolutely.
I've talked about that all summer, and especially in August, you got to go early. Brad, as always, thank you so much.
Man, thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Thank you all for watching our show. We appreciate the viewership, appreciate the loyalty you've had throughout the years, and the business you give to Brad and all. Go by and see them, and today, do something good for your fellow man. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.